Yo, what's going on, guys? So before we get into today's video, just gotta say that today's video is gonna be brought to you by Beautiful Halo, and I gotta say, if you guys want to purchase some really awesome anime merchandise, everything from Boruto / Naruto to Black Clover, My Hero Academia, Dragon Ball, click down in the description box and use my link below in order to do so. It's also a really great way to help support the channel. As a bit of an added bonus, a lot of their anime merchandise, like you saw in the video just now, is on sale right now, and there's free worldwide shipping on anything over $29. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explained here, and today I want to have a very serious conversation with you guys about the next canon movie for Boruto Naruto Next Generations. Now, a lot of people know about the Naruto New Era project, where after the Naruto manga ended, the Naruto story, it was continued via canon movies, it was continued via the novels, it was continued via a spin-off manga that was Naruto Gaiden, and eventually we got to the Boruto movie, which led into Boruto Naruto Next Generations. A lot of fans, they're aware of that. However, here's the thing though, right? I was going back and I was rereading an interview where you had Ikimoto, and in his interview, one of the things that Ikimoto said, now I want to say this took place back in either 2017 or 2018, but Ikimoto said in the interview that he was watching the Boruto movie and he was experiencing a lot of the story for the first time, and there were certain scenes that really jumped out at him, and he hadn't really started working on the Boruto manga at that point when he had started seeing the story. And so when the decision was made for the Boruto manga to start recapping what happened in the movie and everything, he had a nice framework what he needed to work on. But because you have this man saying that like a lot of the things, from the designs to some of the story elements to the actual finishes, like with Naruto and Boruto doing the father-son Rasengan, and how stuff like that kind of grabbed him or whatnot, and when it came time for him to actually draw those scenes in the manga, Ikimoto said that it felt like he had the weight of the entire Naruto franchise on his shoulders when he was drawing that scene. When you have stuff like that, that kind of implies the fact that Ikimoto wasn't really involved in the Boruto movie, which is why Momoshiki's design would be so much different. So when you take that into consideration, I definitely think a second movie where he's able to implement some of his design choices would be a really good idea. I talked in the past about like, hey, it'll be a good idea to do another movie, but now that you have the artist for the Boruto story, so the artist for the Boruto manga, talking about the fact that, hey, I would really love to be able to do illustrations for a Boruto movie, it means, in my opinion, it means that there is at least some point they've had a conversation about whether or not they should even broach the subject of doing a Boruto movie. Now, I know a lot of people have said, like, I would love to see the Sasuke Retsuden and Kakashi Retsuden and Naruto Retsuden be turned into one big movie. And as somebody that's read Kakashi Retsuden and Sasuke Retsuden, which I've done a whole playlist on that Sasuke novel, and I've read about half of the Naruto Retsuden novel, the thing is like, in order to do those novels justice, you can't take bits and pieces of all three and actually tell a coherent story, because you're gonna be leaving out a lot of details. Those are better suited to do where they have their own movies individually. You can tell those stories in probably about an hour and 30 minutes, which should roughly be about the same length of time that the actual Boruto movie was. You could tell the story that's in those novels and capture enough of the key moments where it's true to the actual work. You could do that, or you could take the route that they took with the Konoha Shinden novel that focused on Mirai Sarutobi and Kakashi, and just tell that story over 6 to 8 episodes. You could do something like that. However, this is the thing. I feel like when you look at the Naruto story, there's so much about the world of Naruto that we don't have answers to. And I feel like because of where the anime is right now, we're not quite at the Ao arc, okay? We're still in that gray area, and we do know that there's roughly about a year's worth of distance between Mujina Bandits and the Ao arc. And so when you start looking at that, you have a little bit of room that you can play with, and the novels have explored this. And I feel like because the novels, a lot of them are so closely connected. You have Sasuke Shinden and Shikamaru Shinden, they run right next to each other, and they're running in the events of the Mujina Bandits. And then you have what's going on with the Naruto Retsuden, where all those novels are taking place simultaneously, with Sasuke Retsuden picking up or ending right where Naruto Retsuden picks up. Like, you have this opportunity to where you can tell a canon story. So if you go back to 2014, when they were marketing Kakashi Hiden, they were saying like, hey, these are the secret stories for the Naruto series. You can do that for Boruto, and this would also give the anime a little bit of wiggle room to where if they want to do another movie adaptation, they can, and just make changes to it like they did with the Boruto movie. Or it would also be a great opportunity to push more interest into the Boruto franchise. Now, the thing with this is it gives you an opportunity to where you could do what you did with the Boruto movie, where you're highlighting Boruto and his generation. Okay, you're highlighting them. Maybe you focus on somebody outside of like the main three with Boruto and Sarada and Mitsuki. Maybe you do something to where you focus on one of the other characters and you bring them into a semi-main character role alongside Boruto and them, and you have it where Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura and some of the other members of the previous generation kind of get brought in the same way that Naruto and Sasuke were for Naruto Gaiden, as well as for the Boruto movie, where they come in and, you know, obviously take down the big bad threat at the end, but the character interactions and the impact that they have on the main cast, it adds layers to those characters. I feel like that's something you really could do. Like, we've already seen Sarada and Sasuke in Naruto Gaiden. We've already seen Boruto and Naruto in the Boruto movie, and to a certain extent we've already seen Mitsuki and Orochimaru in the special one-shot. So what if this is one of those things where, because in the special one-shot chapter that Masashi Kishimoto did, what if you take this as an opportunity to have Mitsuki and Orochimaru, where the sins of the father's past is starting to catch up with the son, where you have people that are coming after Mitsuki just because of stuff that Orochimaru's done in the past, and Orochimaru plays a lot in that role that Naruto and Sasuke do. Maybe you have a threat where Naruto and Sasuke show up to assist Orochimaru at the end because whoever he's fighting is just too much for Orochimaru to handle on his own. How crazy would that be to see Orochimaru, Naruto, and Sasuke fighting side by side, taking down some type of major threat? Obviously, Naruto and Sasuke wouldn't go into their Kyuubi chakra mode where they have the majestic attire, where you have the Susanoo wrapped up with the Kyuubi chakra. Like, you're not gonna see something like that, okay? But it will still be pretty cool to see those three team up like that, and it give you an opportunity to get more layers when it comes to Mitsuki, because I feel like the anime is trying to do it, but I don't know how many people want to see Mitsuki caring for a cat as he tries to figure out where his humanity is. I think that that's something that they have an opportunity to do something great for. However, I want to know from you guys, how do you guys feel about my pitch about a Boruto movie focusing on someone like maybe Mitsuki and Orochimaru's relationship, kind of like how the Boruto movie focused on Naruto and Boruto's relationship, where you have somebody from Orochimaru's past come out to be a threat towards Mitsuki, and you have there be a parallel, just how Momoshiki and Kinshiki were a parallel to Naruto and Boruto. Maybe you have somebody parallel Orochimaru and Mitsuki. How do you guys feel about that? Do you guys think that that's something that could actually work? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.